Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to be talking about gradations of color, analogous colors, and tints and shades. For your video game design challenge, I'm going to encourage you to use all three of these things to create a high quality video game elements. Your artwork must have various degrees of colors, not just one. So if we take a look at Yoshi here, if I asked you what color he was, you might say red. And you're not wrong, but there's more than just red within him. If we look at this area here, you can see it's a primary red. But as we slide to the edge or to the left, it gets darker and darker still. This is known as a gradation of color because the colors change gradually, not abruptly. To create the illusion of volume or shadow, you can add a little bit of darkness to your colors to make them appear with volume or depth. So when you're working on your video game design character, items, power-ups, or background, be sure to not just use one color, use a gradation of colors to make your artwork look a lot more realistic. One way of creating a gradation of colors is to use analogous colors. Analogous colors are colors that are very similar in appearance and next to each other on the color wheel. You need at least 3 colors in an analogous color set to be considered analogous. So if we look at red, for example, and start to move to the right of the color wheel, you can see that the red transitions to a red-orange and then an orange. These colors are next to each other on the color wheel. They look very similar, and they are at least 3 in order. Okay. If we look at the green here, as we move this way to the color wheel, it turns from a yellow-green to a yellow. There's 3, and they appear very similar in color. So this is an example of a gradual change in color. To do this on Piskel, what you would do is double-click the color swatch tool here, and then you're going to be able to manipulate this how you want it. If I click to the top right, it's going to create my red hue here, and I can drag it down to change to an orange, to a yellow-orange, or even to a yellow. So just toggling back and forth through here is an example of an analogous color set. My other example was a green. My other example was a green. So if we go to green here, again, we can toggle from a green to a yellow-green to a yellow. So these are examples of analogous colors as well. So just colors next to each other on the color wheel or within this color line are examples of analogous colors. The third and final gradation of color I would like you to try are tints and shades. A tint is a monochromatic blend of white with another color to create a lighter appearance. So if we look at all these different colors, we'll notice that the colors get lighter as they go towards the top. That's because these colors are progressively getting more white added to them to make them look lighter. A shade, on the other hand, is a monochromatic blend of black with another color to create a darker appearance. So if we look at all these colors as they go towards the bottom, they are getting darker because there is more black or darkness added to them. So tints is when you add white to a color. A shade is when you add black to a color. To create this on Piskel, you're going to go to a similar color as you found, or the color swatch as you found here. But instead of moving the color wheel this way, you're going to take this dot and you can slide it to the left to create a lighter color, or you can slide it down to create a darker color. So sliding it down adds more black to it to create a shade, and sliding to the left adds more white to it to create a tint. So you can create a tint or a shade with any color that you want here. So if we think back to that Yoshi example, the first color was red, and then it was a little bit darker, and then it got into kind of even dark maroon here. So using tints and shades in your video game design challenge is going to make your artwork look more high quality. So please use tints and shades, analogous colors to create gradations of color.